Let me ask you something real. What if I told you that just 1 hour a day, 1 single hour, could completely transform your body, your mind, your confidence, your future? Would you give it that hour? Or would you keep scrolling, complaining, doubting, and wasting the very thing that makes you powerful? Your time. See, queens don't become queens by accident. And success, it doesn't respond to wishes, it responds to habits. The difference between the woman who watches others live their dreams and the one who actually builds her dream is 1 hour a day. So if you're tired of watching, tired of feeling average, tired of pretending you're okay with being unseen, then listen up, because this 1 hour rule will change everything if you're bold enough to live by it. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? Do you reach for your phone, scroll through other people's lives, respond to chaos, or do you pause, breathe, and choose yourself? The truth is, your first hour every single morning is a mirror into the life you're building. It reflects the standard you set for yourself. It shows whether you're creating your life or simply reacting to it. You don't need a 10-year plan. You need 1 powerful hour of intention every morning to shift your energy, sharpen your mind, and ignite your purpose. That hour is the foundation of your identity. Imagine a woman waking up and immediately opening her social media feed. She compares herself before she even brushes her teeth. She sees filtered bodies, luxury lifestyles, and fake confidence, and suddenly her energy drops. She hasn't even stood up yet, and she's already decided she's not enough. That first hour robbed her of her power. Now imagine a different woman. She wakes up, lights a candle, stretches, drinks a glass of water, opens her journal, and writes her goals, her gratitude, her truth. She breathes. She reads a few pages from a book that elevates her mind. Maybe she listens to affirmations or goes for a quiet walk. She doesn't chase peace. She creates it. By the time the world wakes up, she's already 10 steps ahead, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. This woman, she's not reacting to life. She's designing it. You see, your first hour is when your mind is the most open, the most quiet, and the most honest. It's when you're not yet burdened by the expectations of others. What you feed yourself in that hour, mentally, physically, emotionally, becomes your inner fuel. If you feed yourself chaos, stress, and distraction, that's what you'll carry all day. But if you feed yourself clarity, calm, and courage, you walk into the world like a force of nature. Think of elite athletes, CEOs, high-achieving women, the kind that glow without trying. Their mornings are sacred. They don't wake up and give their time away. They own it. They protect it. They use that hour to train, to think, to feel, to plan. That's not privilege, it's priority. Even if you're a mother, a student, or working 2 jobs, you still own your first hour. It may mean waking up earlier than the rest. It may mean saying no to the snooze button. But that hour is yours. And what you do with it echoes into every room you walk into that day. Let me give you a simple real-life example. Take a woman named Sarah. She used to wake up every day late, rushing to get dressed, skipping breakfast, panicking about being behind, and showing up to work already defeated. She was always overwhelmed, anxious, and exhausted. Then she changed one thing. Her first hour. She began waking up an hour earlier. She started journaling her goals. She did 20 minutes of movement, drank water, spoke affirmations into the mirror, and made a simple plan for her day. Within 3 months, her energy shifted, her confidence grew, she wasn't late anymore, her skin cleared up, Her boss noticed. Her mood improved. She began walking with purpose. Not because of a magic formula, but because of one consistent hour. Your first hour isn't about perfection. It's about power. It's about choosing yourself before the world demands you. It's not about having time. It's about making time. It's about finding a way to make time. You're not too busy. You're just not prioritizing you. That hour in the morning is your mental reset, your emotional detox, your spiritual recharge. And the woman who owns her morning, she owns her life. Discipline over desire. That's the difference between women who dream and women who do. Desire feels good in the moment. It's comfortable. It's exciting. It's seductive. But it's discipline that makes you unstoppable. Desire will tell you to stay in bed when it's cold and cozy. Discipline will tell you to stay in bed when it's cold and cozy. Discipline will tell you to stay in bed when it's cold and cozy. Let's get real. Every woman desires to be fit, successful, confident, and powerful. But not every woman is willing to show up when no one is clapping. Not every woman is willing to sweat when no one is watching, or work in silence while others party. And that's where the magic lives. Not in your desire, but in your discipline. Take the example of a woman named Laila. She would always start a diet on Monday, go to the gym for a week, and then quit by Friday because she was tired, emotional, or craving something sweet. Then in September, she went to the gym for a week and then quit by Friday because she was tired, emotional, or craving something sweet. Then in September, she would call Krishna named Dita. Now Krishna thinks that eventually all the things will happen on their own, but they don't, and you can't. She desired the body, but her habits betrayed her. Until one day she told herself, I'm not doing this for summer, I'm doing this for my standards. And she made a rule. No matter how she felt, she would move her body for 45 minutes a day, rain or shine, tired or energized, heartbroken or in love. It didn't matter. And guess what? Within 90 days, her body transformed, but even better, so did her mind. Because she realized her power didn't lie in how she felt, but in what she chose to do regardless of how she felt. Discipline is choosing your future over your feelings. Desire says, just one more episode. Discipline says, sleep early, tomorrow is calling. Desire says, you don't feel like working today. Discipline says, that's exactly why you must. Imagine a student named Ariba. She had dreams of becoming a lawyer, and she said, she told her sister she didn't know what to do, but she knew she had to do it. She had dreams of becoming a lawyer. Her friends were always out, partying, posting stories, living in the moment. She wanted that too, but she wanted her future more. She created a 1-hour study ritual every night. Even when her friends called her boring or too serious, she didn't stop. She stayed in her lane. Now fast forward 5 years. Those same friends are still figuring it out in Ariba. She's standing in courtrooms in heels and honor, defending lives, because she didn't follow the crowd. Now, when she walks into a door, she pauses. She stands in courtrooms, in heels and honor, defending lives, because she didn't follow the crowd. Ariba, she's standing in courtrooms, in heels and honor, defending lives, because she didn't follow the crowd. She followed her calling. Desire wants you to feel good now. Discipline wants you to feel proud forever. When you rely on motivation, you'll show up once a week. But when you develop discipline, you'll show up no matter what. Because your worth is no longer tied to your mood. It's tied to your mission. Think about a woman starting a business. In the first few months, there are no clients, no profits, just effort. Desire tells her, maybe this isn't working, maybe you should quit. But discipline whispers, keep going. Success doesn't shout in the beginning. It whispers to the consistent. And one day her inbox starts filling up because she didn't give in to feelings. She gave in to faith and action. Discipline doesn't ask if you're in the mood. It demands that you honor your word. It's waking up before the world and building the version of you that no one else sees yet. It's showing up to the gym with sore legs. It's writing the book when the words don't come easy. It's choosing silence over drama, growth over gossip, progress over perfection. Discipline is loud, flashy, emotional. Discipline is quiet, fierce, and unshakable. And it's the woman who chooses discipline, even when she's tired, heartbroken, anxious, or lonely, who becomes the woman no one can ignore. No hour daily equals 365 hours a year. Let that sink in. One single hour that you waste, overlook, or underestimate every day could be the very key that unlocks your next level. Most people don't realize how powerful 60 minutes can be until they've spent a lifetime watching others live the dream they once imagined for themselves. 1 hour a day isn't small. It's a kingdom of time. And if you commit to using it with intention, you will build a life that silences every doubt, every critic, every fear you've ever carried. Imagine this. You dedicate 1 hour each day to a specific dream. Writing a book, building a business, learning a new language, sculpting your body, healing your soul. That's 365 hours a year poured into one focused vision. That's not a wish. That's a weapon. That's not ambition. That's execution. Let's talk about a woman named Zara. She was a single mother, working 2 jobs, constantly tired and stretched thin. She didn't have 3 hours a day to chase her goals, but she had 1 hour, just one. Every night after putting her child to sleep, she gave that hour to her dream of becoming a digital designer. While others watched Netflix or scrolled endlessly, she studied tutorials, practiced design, and built a portfolio. Fast forward 1 year, Zara had 365 hours of skill, confidence, and progress behind her. And with that, she landed her first freelance gig, then another, until she no longer needed either of her jobs. She bought back her freedom, 1 hour at a time. People often say, I don't have time, but the truth is, they're just not using their time intentionally. If you can scroll social media for 2 hours, binge TV for 3, or gossip for 1, then you do have time. You're just investing it in distractions instead of your destiny. The time you have, 1 focused hour, can change the trajectory of your life. And when that hour compounds daily, it doesn't just build skill, it builds identity. Consider a woman named Noor. She wanted to become mentally stronger, not for the world, but for herself. So she made a non-negotiable promise. Every day, 1 hour of self-work. She meditated. She journaled. She read books that stretched her thinking. She watched videos that healed her trauma. At first it felt small, insignificant. But after 90 days, her emotional reaction slowed. Her self-talk sharpened. Her confidence began to glow from the inside. That's 90 hours of becoming a woman no longer triggered by noise. And by the end of the year, she became a version of herself she had only imagined. 1 hour daily means 365 bricks. Each brick can be a skill, a habit, a boundary, a workout, a page written, a lie unlearned, a truth reclaimed. And over time, those bricks build an empire. Your empire. Built in silence, strengthened by consistency. Let me give you another example. A girl named Iman had always wanted to learn photography. But between her studies and part-time work, time felt like a luxury. Until she created the 1 hour rule. Every day, 1 hour of pure focus on photography. Tutorials, camera practice, editing, 1 hour, nothing more, nothing less. At the end of 1 year, she wasn't just taking better pictures. She was getting paid to capture moments. Her Instagram became her portfolio. Her portfolio became her business. That business became her freedom. All because she respected 60 minutes like most people respect paychecks. Every hour you commit to yourself is a rebellion against mediocrity. It's you saying, I will not wait for opportunities, I will build them. That hour is not just time, it's transformation in motion. It's proof that small acts, done consistently, are more powerful than big acts done once in a while. 1 hour of effort, 1 hour of healing, 1 hour of hustle. It may not feel like much today, but stack it, repeat it, protect it, and watch it build you. The 1 hour rule builds emotional armor, not the kind you wear to hide who you are, but the kind that makes you so grounded, so whole, that no one's opinion, no betrayal, no rejection can shake you anymore. In a world where everyone is addicted to validation, comparison, and chaos, that 1 hour becomes your sanctuary. It becomes your mental gym, your emotional detox, your spiritual shield. It's where you meet yourself before the world tries to define you. Think about it. Every day, life throws shade at you. People disappoint you. You scroll past images that make you question your worth. You hear voices that plant doubt. You get ghosted. You get misunderstood. And if you don't have space where you can return to yourself, you'll start believing those lies. That's why the 1 hour rule is not just about productivity. It's about protection. Emotional protection. It's about protection because a woman who spends an hour each day reconnecting with her truth becomes unbreakable. Take an example of a woman named Alina. She was constantly overwhelmed, constantly anxious. Every day she felt like she was drowning, trying to meet expectations, trying to be enough, trying to keep everyone happy. But deep down, she felt invisible. Until one day, her therapist told her, give yourself 1 hour a day, just for you. Not for work, not for others, for your soul. So she told me, I want to reconnect to myself every day. For her soul. So she did. She started journaling her feelings. She started sitting in silence and asking herself, what do I really want? What do I feel? Within weeks, she began to notice a shift. When people criticized her, she no longer crumbled. When someone ignored her, she didn't chase. That hour had taught her to validate herself. That 1 hour gave her armor, and no one even saw it. The woman who honors her inner world becomes untouchable in the outer world. So when the woman sits out tomorrow, you already are armor, and no one even saw it. The woman who honors her inner world becomes untouchable in the outer world. She starts to grow up and become authentic and free and fall still, become holy to who she is. She starts to become, it's like this. If your mind is a house and life keeps throwing dirt at it, that 1 hour is when you clean it out. That hour is when you wash away negativity, doubt, and noise. That's when you realign, reset, reclaim. Think of a young girl named Amani, who used to let every small thing affect her. A negative comment on her post would ruin her day. A missed call from someone she liked would leave her spiraling. But she started practicing the 1 hour rule. Every morning she sat quietly with a cup of tea, listened to empowering audio, repeated affirmations out loud, and visualized her future self. Powerful, calm, confident. She didn't wait for people to make her feel seen. She began to see herself. That 1 hour every morning taught her to anchor her identity in herself, not in external reactions. She became so emotionally grounded that people noticed a glow in her, not from makeup, but from clarity. She began to see herself. That 1 hour every morning taught her to anchor her identity in herself, not in external reality. She began to see herself. That 1 hour she always craved, not from external reality. When you practice the 1 hour rule, it's like building an invisible shield around your peace. You walk differently, you respond instead of react, you stop explaining yourself to people who aren't even trying to understand you. You set boundaries without guilt. You forgive without needing closure. Why? Because your inner cup is already full. And that fullness, it's built in silence, in solitude, in sacred repetition. You can't build emotional strength by hoping people treat you better. You build it by showing up for yourself again and again when no one else is watching. You train your mind to recognize your triggers, your patterns, your wounds, and instead of spiraling, you rise. That's what happens in that 1 hour. You meet the parts of yourself the world tries to erase. You hold your broken pieces with love. You stop fighting your emotions and start leading them. That hour makes you emotionally fluent. It teaches you how to talk to your inner child, how to calm your anxious thoughts, how to listen to your own voice over everyone else's noise. And slowly something magical happens. You stop being easily shaken. You stop needing permission to feel worthy. You stop fearing endings. Because you realize you were never fragile. You just hadn't built your armor yet. That armor, it's forged in that one powerful hour. Every single day. Protect it like you protect your reputation. Because your 1 hour of peace, growth, and purpose is more valuable than gold. You wouldn't allow someone to walk up and publicly tarnish your name, right? You'd defend your character, your image, your integrity. So why do you let people, distractions, or even your own habits invade the 1 hour that builds your future? That hour is sacred. It's not flexible. It's not optional. It's the foundation of your evolution. And if you don't guard it, the world will consume it and leave you empty. In today's world, people protect everything. Passwords, phones, relationships. But they leave their most important asset unguarded. Their time. Your one intentional hour is your silent transformation chamber. It's where clarity is born. It's where confidence is built. And once you start treating that hour like your reputation, everything in your life will begin to shift. Look at a woman named Mahira. She was always available to everyone, answering every message, picking up every call, showing up for everyone else's crisis, but never for herself. She had dreams, but they always took the back seat. Until she finally realized, I'm giving my best to people who don't even value my time. So she drew a line. She carved out 1 hour every evening, where she turned her phone off, closed her door, and showed up for herself. Friends thought she was being distant. People complained, but she stayed firm. And within a few months, her energy changed, her mind sharpened, her glow became louder than any apology, because she protected her time like she protected her name. When you begin honoring your hour like this, people will test it. They'll ask for just 5 minutes or quick favors during that sacred time. Don't bend, don't explain. If that hour is where you are becoming the woman you're meant to be, it deserves the same loyalty you give to a job, a relationship, or your name. Imagine someone attacking your reputation on social media. You'd respond, defend, clarify, because your name matters. Now imagine the same energy you gave to defending your name being used to protect your peace, your progress, your personal growth. That 1 hour becomes bulletproof, non-negotiable, unavailable for nonsense. Let me take you to a young entrepreneur named Mavish. She was building a brand, and every day she spent 1 hour learning, planning, strategizing. People around her didn't understand. They mocked her. Why are you wasting time on something that's not paying you yet? But she ignored the noise. That 1 hour was her private war room. She protected it like she would her image. She didn't let anyone interrupt, distract, or belittle it. And slowly, her brand began to bloom. 1 post turned into 10. 10 clients turned into 100. That 1 hour made her unstoppable because she treated it like her future depended on it. Because it did. You can't grow if your growth time is up for grabs. You can't evolve if every distraction has access to your sanctuary. That 1 hour is your sacred contract with your future self. It's where you strip away the noise and tune into your power. And just like a reputation takes years to build and seconds to destroy, so does your progress. If you keep letting others dictate how you use your time, you'll keep waking up feeling behind, drained, and disconnected. But the moment you lock in and say, "This is my hour," no one touches it. No one interrupts it. You start leading your life instead of chasing it. Disrespect towards your time is disrespect toward your future. And no queen with vision allows her name or her time to be disrespected. That hour is not about being selfish. It's about being serious. Serious about your growth, serious about your mental health, and serious about building the life they said you couldn't. It's not arrogance. It's alignment. It's not rejection. It's redirection. Because when you start guarding your time like your crown, you begin to rise like royalty. That hour makes you unshakable. Not loud, not flashy, not dramatic, but deeply, quietly unshakable. When the world goes chaotic, when people leave, when nothing is certain, the woman who has built herself in that sacred 1 hour a day stands tall. Because she's no longer depending on the world to give her strength. She creates it. Every single morning, in silence, in stillness, in solitude. That hour isn't just a routine. It's a ritual of becoming. It's the moment you choose power over panic, purpose over pressure, alignment over anxiety. And when you do it daily, your roots grow so deep that storms can come, but you don't bend, you don't break, you bloom. Think about a woman named Samra. Her life turned upside down when her relationship ended after 6 years. Everything she had planned fell apart. She cried for days, lost her appetite, lost herself. But one morning, she sat on the floor, took a deep breath, and said, "This pain won't define me. My discipline will." She decided to give herself 1 hour every morning before work. 1 hour of breathing, journaling, running, praying, whatever her soul needed. That 1 hour didn't erase her heartbreak, but it reminded her who she was beneath it. Day by day, her tears turned into strength. Her silence turned into clarity. She stopped chasing closure and started finding peace within herself. Because that hour made her unshakable, not because the pain disappeared, but because she rose above it. It's easy to feel strong when life is going right, but real strength, that's when you've been betrayed, underestimated, pushed to your limit, and you still show up for yourself. 1 hour a day may not seem like much to the world, but it's the difference between a woman who collapses and a woman who conquers. And today, what would be possible a woman to do beyond collapsing and a woman who conquers? And today, what would be possible a woman to do beyond collapsing and a woman who conquers? And today, what would be possible a woman to do beyond collapsing and a woman who conquers? Because during that hour, she trains her mind like a warrior, sharpens her spirit like a sword, and aligns her soul like a compass. Take the story of a girl named Fariha. She was working in a toxic job, surrounded by criticism, pressure, and burnout. Every day felt like a war zone. She was losing confidence, shrinking into silence. Until she created a morning routine. Just 1 hour before work, she woke up, drank water, played music that lifted her, read affirmations that reminded her of her worth, and visualized herself walking into that office like a queen. After a few weeks, something changed. Not in the office, but in her. Her energy became so powerful, even her boss stopped talking down to her. She wasn't louder, she was just stronger. Because that hour reprogrammed her mind to stop absorbing negativity and start radiating resilience. When you give yourself that hour, you no longer need the world to validate your strength. You live in it. You don't beg for peace, you build it. You don't chase attention, you carry presence. The kind of presence that walks into a room and shifts energy without speaking a word. The kind of strength that doesn't shout but makes noise in silence. And what's wild is, no one sees that hour. No one claps for it. No one applauds the early mornings, the journaling, the self-reflection, the quiet workouts. But it's in those unseen hours that your greatest transformation happens. That's when you shed your past, upgrade your identity, and rise into the woman no storm can shake. That's when you stop reacting and start responding. Because you've already met your fears in the mirror. You've already trained your mind before the day began. That hour becomes your shield, your silent advantage. Life will test you, people will doubt you, but when you've made a habit of showing up for yourself every day, when you've consistently chosen discipline over drama, growth over gossip, and peace over performance, you become immovable. Not hard, not cold, but rooted. The storms may come, but they can't break what's been built in silence. Because that hour made you unshakable. You've heard it all before. Time is money. But no, my love, time is life. And how you use your time, especially that one sacred hour, is the loudest declaration of what you truly believe about yourself. You can either spend your life watching others rise, or you can rise quietly, daily, and purposefully, 1 hour at a time. This 1 hour, it's not about being perfect. It's not about hustle culture or looking productive for others. It's about honoring the woman within. The woman who's been told to shrink. The woman who's been overlooked, underestimated, unappreciated. This hour is her home. The hour where she's allowed to dream without limits, heal without judgment, and grow without permission. And when you give her that hour consistently, she transforms. She stops chasing, she stops explaining, and she starts becoming. Because queens are not born with crowns. They build them, brick by brick, hour by hour, in silence, in solitude, in sweat, in struggle. And then, one day, she walks into a room and everything about her says, I've met myself in the dark, and now I own the light. Let them sleep on you. Let them doubt you. Let them call your discipline boring or your silence weird. Let them say, she's changed. Because you should. You're not here to stay stuck in cycles that insult your soul. You're not here to live the same year 75 times and call it a life. You're here to break patterns, set standards, and start fires. You're not too late. You're not too broken. You're not too old. All you need is 1 hour a day where you unapologetically choose you. Because 1 hour of devotion to your dream is more powerful than a lifetime of excuses. Listen closely. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. You can either suffer the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Fall in love with becoming the woman nobody thought you could be. And remember this, success doesn't scream. It whispers to the woman who dares to listen in her quiet hour. That hour in the morning, it's your private interview with destiny. That hour is when you whisper your intentions and life listens. That's when you lay the foundation for the future they said you couldn't have. Not for claps, not for validation, but because you finally realize you are the hero you've been waiting for. Do not underestimate the power of small, daily decisions. 1 hour may seem like a drop in the ocean, but over time, it becomes a tidal wave of transformation. People will ask, how did she do it? They won't see the early mornings, the skipped parties, the quiet sacrifices, the mental wars, the silent rebuilding. But you'll know. You'll know that your consistency became your confidence. Your self-respect became your revolution. So when the world feels heavy, when your dreams seem distant, when you feel like giving up, come back to that hour, your hour, the one you carved out when no one else believed, the one that reminded you who you are, the one that built you, protected you, and revealed the woman the world tried to forget. You don't rise by chance. You rise by choice. And every single day, you get 1 hour, 1 decision, 1 chance to say, this time, I choose me. Because queens don't wait to be rescued. They wake up, they rise, and they rule. Starting with 1 powerful, protected, purpose-filled hour every single day. They take space. They get present in a deep